Hello and welcome to another 3D Game Lab Tech Integration video. We're going to be talking about book trailers tonight, which are like movie trailers, but for books. Right off the bat, I want to show you what the finished product looks like, how the kids actually use it in our classrooms, and then I'll show you the process. So the kid reads this book, which is up in our English teacher's room. And when other students are then looking for a book, they'll open up to the front inside cover, and this is just taped on there, printed and taped. I had covered up the student's name with a sticky note there. And then using their mobile device, they will use a QR code reader, which are all free on the App Store. You can find your favorite. Now, I'm not sure if this will work or not, but I'm going to attempt to show you this while using the QR code reader to actually scan the book. I'm not sure if this will work because this is kind of backwards for me. Oop. See if we can get it to work. Maybe. Well, everything's backwards. And I'll show you a tip on how to avoid this situation where your reader doesn't recognize the QR code. Oh no. It'll be a demo first. I'm going to put the book down and try it, see if we can get this guy on there. Maybe. I think there's a glare off of the tape that I used to tape it on there. There we go. There was glare on it, evidently. Let's hit a button. It takes you right to the video that the student created, and then they watch the book trailer on there.
Mark?
Yes.
Can I interrupt you for a second?
Yes.
Katia said that she has no sound, or she's maybe getting no sound from you. She's on a call. Her symbol looks like a phone.
Oh, she's on the, okay.
Welcome to GoToMeeting. Online meetings made.
I'm not exactly
Welcome
sure.
to GoToMeeting. Online meetings made easy.
Can you hear me okay now,
There
though?
are 8 other callers on the call.
I've never done the call-in part, so, but you can hear me now, right? Yes?
Well, I think we can hear you. I'm not sure if Khadija can hear you.
All right. Well, I'm gonna have to move on because I don't know how to solve that issue. But anyway, so then you have the and we don't have to watch the whole thing because you're watching it on my iPad. But so that's what the final product should look like. Now, how to create it? I'm going to share my screen now. You should be able to see my screen now. And we're going to use Animoto. Now, this is not a video editing class. Well, mine is, but yours probably won't be. And so I picked a solution that is easiest and accessible for everybody. This is a free web-based software web app. They have a free education account that will get you to the plus level here, which is generally costs the general public money, which gives you full-length videos, etc. So make sure you sign up for the education, which is down here, real tiny down below the Animoto 4, and then there's education. You'll sign up down there. We're going to click Create Video in the top right, and these are all the themes that it comes with. I'm going to be doing my book that I recently read, not my book, Killing Lincoln. It's kind of a historical thriller style book. I don't know if you can see this or not. If you see, yeah, okay, there it is. That's the book that I'm doing, all about Abraham Lincoln and the assassination of. So I'm going to go with this vintage-looking one. Create video. Now, all you need to do is throw either pictures and video and some text at it, and then it kind of assembles it for you into movie trailer style. So we already have a style. I'm going to click Change Music. It comes with a nice library of music, 100 or so songs. You also have the ability to upload MP3 files. I'm going to use one of their existing songs. Let's go with Moonlight Sonata by Beethoven. That's where I'm going. Add song. Now I say add pics and vids. You also have the ability to import from all these social media, Facebook, etc., but of course many of those will be blocked from school. And they have a small image and video library, which if you're just experimenting, you can get up and running quickly with that. What I would suggest is actually having your students take pictures of either what they imagine their character to look like or be doing, something epic looking, I'm sure. I already downloaded a bunch of pictures of Lincoln and surrounding characters, so I'm just going to use these. There. That works. And I say open or upload. Now this is the timeline you're actually looking at. These are all drag and drop, so I want this one over here. I want the pictures of Ford's Theater down here. Mary Todd, his wife. The actual shot after the Ford's Theater. Looks good. Now we need to add some text. What that's going to do is, add motion-y looking text. So another part that I would have them do is using Word, Notepad, their Google Docs, whatever. Write essentially short, it looks like poetry when you're all done, but they have to be, I think, 30 characters or less. If we click Add Text, 22 for a header and 30 for the subtext, or subtitles. So it's kind of an exercise in summarizing the main points of the book, the most interesting parts that you want to tell the potential reader about or viewer. And so this is just some quick things I wrote down. April 14th, 1865. I just copy that, say add text, paste it in there. I got 3 characters left. That's good. Now, as soon as you hit OK, it drops it at the end. I want that one at the very beginning. And the next one, amidst war, celebration. The Civil War had just ended. The North was the victors. And I actually want both of those texts in a row, and then it's going to go to the celebration. Add another text. I didn't type this in right. Lincoln decides to go up. Lincoln goes out. It's too long. Goes out. With wife Mary Todd is a subtitle on that one, so you can see what a subtitle looks like. And then famous actor. Now, when I put the ... that indicates that the second part is going to be a subtitle. Famous actor has other plans for Lincoln. Save. And that goes right there. And what do we got left? I'm not going to use that one. I'm going to skip that one. I don't need it. 3 were supposed to die. There was actually several people supposed to die that night. Throw that in there. And I need a picture of Lincoln there at the end, don't I? Let's upload that real quick. Okay. There he is. So Lincoln, Grant, and Seward, the Secretary of State. And then it can go on, and I'll just say read the book. Read the book. A historical thriller. Okay, not my best work ever, but this will work. I'll put this at the very end. Now you hit the preview. Oh, one other thing. There are some settings to set. If I want to pause on booth here, John Wilkes Booth, if I click on that, I click on Spotlight, you'll see it has this highlight on it now. That means that picture is going to last a little bit longer than the rest. So I want that one, and then the one where Lincoln's actually getting shot, I want those to pause shortly. Also under advanced settings, which they're not really that advanced, I'll say Killing Lincoln trailer. And if you choose the original Animoto original style, which I did not, you can add credits in here. Description, my book trailer. Pick your thumbnail for it. Awesome, looks epic. Save. Also, on this little gear here, you can say when you want that song to start. In other words, at the beginning of your video, do you want the song already to be a minute into the song? I actually want it at the beginning, but you can do that. And I'm going to put the image pacing up just a little bit, just to see what happens. It will still relatively pause on my spotlighted sections. We'll hit the preview video, and that takes, a minute or so. We'll wait on that. Are there any questions so far?
No one has typed in.
Okay. Excellent. I was doing this with 6th grade students, and they jumped right into it, no problems. I was halfway through explaining how to use Animoto, and some of them had finished videos, I think. Okay, so there's my previewed look there. I just clicked on preview the video.
Can I call you back? I'm taking a class now.
You can call me anytime you want.
Bye-bye.
While that's being created here, I want to show you what we're going to do in the next step. To create the QR code that we actually put printed and cut out and put the tapes on the inside of the book there, I literally just Googled QR code generator, which I will do again just to show you. If you're not familiar with QR codes, it's essentially a square, kind of looks like a barcode, but little black and white dots, and you use an app on a smartphone or iPod or iPhone or any of those, and it basically looks at it through its camera and takes you to a certain location. I'm just using this first result, the QR code.ky. I'm not sure what that is. So for instance, while this is still, oh, it's ready. I'll just go right into it then. Here's my finished video, ready for the masses. Now, my first experience was I just went ahead and told them to get the link, which when you say copy link, you'll notice it is the same as the URL at the top minus the share part. So we go in here and copy. We go to our code generator, also web-based and free, and I paste. I have the URL selected, which a URL is a web address. You could just have it say a message to them, so if they scan the QR code and you could have it tell them, hey, your QR code reader works, you're awesome, or whatever. But this is a URL. Paste that in there and hit generate. There is my QR code. I like to isolate it just to kind of look at it a little bit larger. I right-click and say view image, but you don't have to. So I just save image as, save it, blah, blah, blah. Wait, why is that a PHP? Should be a JPEG. Anyways, there's lots of QR code generators. Use any of them that you like. And they would cut it out and put it in there. Now, the problem with this was you'll notice if I show you my book here again, you see how many dots are on there? That's a lot, relatively. Compare that to, let me just put in a simple website like www.google.com, for instance. Okay, much fewer dots compared to this. If you're looking at the camera and my screen share, you'll see two different QR codes. The google.com QR code has much fewer dots, and I think that's part of the problem when I was trying to scan it is I had them copy the full-length URL. So that brings me to my next point of use a URL shortener for your video. So here's my long URL, lots of characters there. I'm going to copy that. And now go to bit.ly, which, by the way, I just got here by Googling URL shortener. Okay? Google is our friend. Google has its own URL shortener. You can use any of these, TinyURL, bit.ly, Google, doesn't matter. They all work. I'll just use bit.ly this time. Down here at the bottom it says, just want to shorten a link? Why, yes. So I paste it in there and click shorten. This spits out this much shorter URL. That is what I want to build my QR code from. So I copy that, go to the QR code generator, paste it in, and say generate. Look how simple that QR code is compared to the one that I had before. That one will work much better for your students as far as being consistently readable. If you use a complicated long URL, the more dots there's going to be. Okay? Just out of curiosity, if I say www. And then just put in a whole bunch of gobbledygook that's super long, .com, and say generate, I'm not sure what's going to happen here, but holy moly. So you can see that the more complicated the URL, the more little tiny dots there are that your camera has to recognize the exact position relative to the rest of the dots. It's not good. So we get our Animoto, we get the link here, we go to the URL shortener, paste it in and tell it to shorten, and that's it.
Mark, Cheryl,
Yes.
Cheryl is sharing that Google also has a shortener and a QR generator as well. And I think she said that it keeps it in your Google account, too.
Oh, that might be kind of nice. Google QR, iGoogle. Oh, it's a creator that you put in your Google site. Is this the right one that you're talking about? Text to embed. So you're saying if I use the goo.gl, is that what it is?
Yes.
True, it would. You're right. If I was signed in, this would. You are correct. Good tip. Shorten URL. Oh, it's going to make me prove I'm human. US Roger. There it is. Awesome. Put that there. Hey, very nice. Love it. And there you go. Print it, put it in there. Now, I had told you guys earlier that, well, what if the kids don't have apps or you don't let them use their own device, et cetera, et cetera? Basically, what if the QR code is not a logical option for you? My suggestion would be use everything the exact same process, except you will actually print the shortened URL. For instance, this goo.gl/F96KZ, they are case sensitive, but you could copy that and paste that, or print that and put that right on the inside of the book and get the same result. So they could at least take the book over to the computer and type in a much shorter URL. Don't make them go to the computer and type in, you know, the long one.
Okay. The actual URL shortener at Google has the QR code built in. It's just on another page from there.
Okay, so from the shortener, where do I go?
Good question.
I wonder if I was logged in, if that would go from there. Anyways, you guys will find that. I don't need to. If you find it, let me know. But so that's essentially it. That is what you can use it for. Some other ideas are, instead of just doing book trailers, are doing a book rough summary to prove that they understand the content. Historical figures, maybe just a 3-minute video made completely out of pictures about Lincoln or about a famous poet, Robert Frost, for instance. There's a lot of applications other than just book trailers. Any class could use it. That's just how we've been using it here. Click the word details under the link. Details. Oh, detail. Oh, sweet. Good call. I love it. I've just learned something new. It's really tiny. I wish it could be larger, although it's probably large enough. Sweet. It also gives me the history of people that have clicked on it, which is pretty creepy awesome. So there you go. Instead, use the Google URL shortener. If you log into your own Google account, you will have all those saved of all your previous shortened URLs. Excellent idea. Love it. Cool. Well, this is probably the shortest one ever. I'm available if you guys want to work and sign up for the Animoto thing and give it a shot, or if you are just happy with that and done, it's totally up to you guys. I'm here all night. Try the veal. Do you guys have any questions?
I have a question.
Yeah.
I heard myself. I couldn't do it. One of your previous classes, you had talked about a site to get royalty-free music.
Oh, yeah, good call. Here's the websites that I would suggest, and I'll put these down here in the chat link. Jamendo.com, and I'll show you that one real quick like. And I haven't found anything super violating school, terms as far as, swearing and sex and drugs and all that stuff. It's basically unsigned PG artists. This one is recommended by Rushton Hurley of nextvista.org. He does video contests for students. He's a great speaker, but he does a lot of work with students, and he suggested this one. Another one that I use is live.freeplaymusic.com. There's no www, no HTTP. Put the link in here, live.freeplaymusic.com. Now, when your students go here, they're immediately going to start looking for Lady Gaga, et cetera, et cetera. That's not going to be here. Again, these are, from what I understand, or what I would guess, actually, it's artists that want to get their name out there, so it's all out here free. But I love this one, this free play music one, because you can sort by feeling, the browse by feeling, which if you are making a video or book trailer, you might ask your students, what does the book feel like? Is it dark and scary, or is it happy and upbeat? Well, there's a whole category for just carefree/happy under feeling. So it's a nice way for them to sort the music by how they want it to feel. They can visually make it feel that way, and also the music can make it feel that way. There's a whole subcategories to dark and mysterious. That's me, dark and mysterious. And then, just so you know, on this free play music, it might catch you up if you've never been here before. It starts to load. It's sorting the website. It starts to load all of the ones that are dark and mysterious. If you want to test it's not dark and mysterious. When you play it, the player is down below. You can see my mouse at the bottom of the screen. That's where it's playing. Now, if you like that one, and you say add to download on the far right there, it didn't actually download anything. It just added to this list of downloads. So I could keep going and add something else to my download list. When I'm all done and I have a whole bunch of things added to my download, the link you need is down here in the bottom left. Under Your Choices, it says Downloads. When I go there, it shows me all of the ones that I've clicked on. They actually have full version, 30-second and 60-second versions, which is kind of nice, so they rise up and then fall back down. So if you're doing a 30-second commercial, it's already cropped and faded for you. That is where you click on Download File, and it downloads as an MP3. So we use this one a lot. Jamendo and this one are really my top two. Excellent question. Let's see if it's down. There it is. There it is.
Beautiful.
Yes, we love the free music. Also, if you're ever talking to your students about getting Creative Commons pictures and what that means and how to get images that aren't copyrighted, etc., if you go to search.creativecommons.org, and I do this as a demo with my students every semester so they can understand what the difference is. If I say enter search query and I say snowman, I don't know, and I choose the Google Web, it's not doing, or I'm sorry, Google Images search, it is not just showing me all of the Google image results. Notice it only has 153 results at the top. I show them that as compared to, what if I just go to google.com, click on images at the top, which I know we've all done this many times, snowman, enter. Now we have 24,600,000. However, these are just pulled from random websites and displayed for our viewing pleasure with no regard to the usability rights. Does somebody expect to be paid for me to use this or not, et cetera, et cetera? So that's one way that you can explore Creative Commons using all of these websites. It's search.creativecommons.org, and you can explain what Creative Commons is and how it's a method of licensing content for proper use. But that's a story for another day. Other questions? Good questions. Our chat looking. Oh yeah, the Animoto music that they actually provide for you. I'll show you a little bit more extensively what that looks like. Oh yeah, I did a test here. You can always go back in here and, oops, I'm sorry, let me go back to my videos. After you publish it, if you click on this little gear, you can say edit a copy. It's literally going to duplicate this. So you have the original, but it's going to make a copy that you can then mix up and experiment with and not worry about losing your original. So here's the one I was just editing. I'm going to say change music and go to full music library. There's a section of classical. I'm looking over here. A section of country. Again, these are not your Leanne Rimes and Tim McGraw. These are people I've not heard of for the most part, except for there's a couple in the there's a Toby Mac in here in the Gospel and Christian that I know. Stephen Curtis Chapman, 1,000 Foot Crutch is in there. So evidently the Gospel and Christian people give their permission more often than the other ones. Imagine that. There's some hip hop. Absolutely. Holiday. A lot of holiday. Indie rock. And jazz, Latin, oldies, pop. Oh, wow. You know what? I don't think I ever waited on this screen long enough for this list to completely load. There's more than I thought there was. It was evidently still loading. The list just got longer. Huh. Well, there you go, unless they just added it in the last few minutes. The Cornflakes song. I've never even heard it, but I'm adding it. That applies. So yeah, there is some stuff. As far as the Pics and Vids go, I'll show you what they have there. It's very limited. Let's say, I don't know, animals. And then you have like 50 images of animals. You know, so it's pretty limited. I would hope that you're if you can in the project, that you could actually have the students take pictures and use their own pictures. That way you never have to worry about violating usability or usage rights. The video clip library is even more limited, but they do have some basic stuff like the timer countdown, which you wouldn't really use in a trailer, I guess, but the ticking clock. I don't know why that would go in here, but so there you go. Other questions?
How did you get the highlighted pictures again?
Oh, go back. The highlighted pictures here, I click on the actual picture. Like, let's say we want General Grant's picture to last on the screen longer. Click on Spotlight up here in the top right. And then you can do it again to unhighlight those. I don't know if you noticed when I watched the actual preview earlier of this, the picture of John Wilkes Booth here and Lincoln getting shot down here stayed about twice as long as these pictures of Ford's Theater. I wanted to zip right through the Ford's Theater pictures because you don't need to stare at them. You just need to get different views of it, or I wanted different views of it. And then it'll pause on those. So your more important things or your more dramatic parts, you would spotlight those. Now, again, some kids are like, well, what if I want to add a sound effect in here right in the middle? Well, okay, this is not video editing. This is just, kind of an automated system, and you just give it the pieces. And that's not really one of your options as far as I know. But it's also that much easier to use. So
I just downloaded the mobile Animoto version,
yeah.
and you can actually take little videos. I think their clips are limited. It looks like maybe to 5 seconds, but it looks pretty easy to use.
Sweet. Yeah, I forgot, you're right. I was going to, they have a promo page on what those apps look like. Moto 4. Extra. Alright, I don't know where that was. Well, it's on the website here somewhere. I'm not really sure where. Mobile apps.
Do they have a limit to the number? Do they have a limit to the number of videos you can do?
No, you actually get unlimited views. Once you're an educator, you have to do this whole application, and they verify that you are an educator. If I remember right, it's partially based on what your email domain is, and does that go to an education account. Here's the plus. The free is what Joe Schmo signs up for. Theirs are 30 seconds or less, and I don't know how many they're allowed to. Oh, unlimited. We get unlimited full length, which I don't know what that means, but it's longer. So the plus is what you get for free by being an educator. The pro, I've noticed, if you go to create a video, there are some more fancy, there's a pro exclusive section. So if I look at that, they're just fancier themes. And it's in HD, so there's not really that big of a difference between the Plus and the Pro, as far as I'm concerned anyways.
So when your students go to develop it, they have to use like a school computer so that they can use the educator one?
No, good question. When you sign up for the education thing, they'll send you an email, which I probably shouldn't show. Actually, hold on. Show my screen. I'm going to take my screen off for a second. I'll pull up the email that they send you, and it gives you instructions on how to give out that number to your students. There's like a special registration code, and then they can go sign up on their own and get the education version. Ta-da. No, I don't like that. Step-by-step guide to creating your students' accounts. Alright, so here's where it tells you the step-by-step for getting your students onto that education thing. So there's some hoops to jump through, but it was worth it, I thought. The other alternative is just sign up for an education account and have them build it underneath your account. You can also do that. What it's worth. Awesome. Any other questions about the music, the pictures, the whole process?
I keep trying to sign up for that education one, and it keeps sending me to an application page, which routes me back to the limited length ones.
Oh, you probably got it submitted, and then you won't hear from them right away. They'll send you an email day or week or whatever it was on whether or not you've been approved for the education. I
didn't get very far with it because it looked like the only option I had was to sign up for the one that's a 30-second maximum.
You hit the apply now and it said that?
Yeah, it took me away from the educator page back to just your generic sign-up page.
Mm-hmm. All right, I signed out. Education. Apply now. New. Create new account. Okay, so you had to create a generic account, I'm guessing.
Well, that's what I was trying to do, but what shows up if you click on that will be the
Oh, yeah. Go ahead and create the light free 30-second one. Go through that whole process. Once you have your Joe Schmo account, then when you click on the apply now, you'll sign in with your Joe Schmo and then finish the application.
Oh, got it.
I'm sorry. Yeah, there's a little loop right there at the beginning. If you look at my video also, I didn't show you guys, on the spine of the books, we put a little BT underneath some tape. That way, as you're browsing the shelf of books, you can tell which ones have the trailer on the inside cover. So you're not pulling out books hoping for a BT only to be disappointed. So that was also a helpful tip. I'd like to see what you guys end up making with these. I'll put if anybody makes some good or even bad, send me, email me your results or whatever your students are making, because it's always good for me to show my kids, hey, look, this is what other kids are doing with the exact same stuff, either as motivation or, hey, you can do better, look what they did, or they always like to see what kids are doing in other schools around the world. It's a nice little feature, motivating tactic. On a side note, if you're interested, to make them understand how, I guess, ubiquitous QR codes are, I don't know if they're already on their way back down or not, but they still are around. I have them start looking in their everyday media, and if it's a magazine, with permission, they can tear it out and bring it in. And if you're in 3D Game Lab, it's a nice way to give them an award, is if they bring in a QR code or a fun little side thing, because then everywhere they go, they're looking for them. They're like, hey, Mr. Suter, we saw QR codes at the movie theater, blah, blah, blah. And it's just neat to see them interested in it. Other questions? Concerns? Going once.
I think I'm kind of running out of my Zoom.
You use QR codes in your quest to link to YouTube videos since they're blocked in most of our schools. Well, doesn't the QR code take you to the same URL, which would still be blocked? Melissa says there was a QR code on the napkin at the dinner or at the restaurant. Did you scan the QR code and it says, use me to clean your hands? Now your phone's all dirty. I've been avoiding YouTube for my 3D Game Lab quest strictly because that it's blocked at so many schools. I use SchoolTube for everything. There's also TeacherTube, but I don't like it as well as SchoolTube. SchoolTube is unblocked, and we have a pretty strict web filter here. So SchoolTube.com, and it has most of the features that YouTube does. Not quite as slick, but still really nice, and I haven't found a limit on how many I can upload because I've got a lot up there. All my Quest videos are now on SchoolTube. I transferred them all over. Good discussion. Good discussion. You guys all signing up for Animoto and creating QR codes now?
Yes.
Good. There used to be an online video editor called JCut, but it's recently been bought out by, I think BlackBerry bought it, jcut.com. You can't go, well, you can go there, but it doesn't go anywhere. So if anybody ever hears of a web-based video editor that is actually good, like this one, I know of a couple, but they're not very good. This one was the cream of the crop, and BlackBerry recognized that and bought them. So now we can't use it anymore, I guess. So sad. So sad. All right. Well, if nobody has any other questions, feel free to email me your results. I would love to see them, see what you guys are making. At garlicsuitor@gmail.com that I posted in the chat there. I'll be posting a link to this recording on the event calendar on the 3D Game Lab, which anybody can get to. If you're from the Connected Educators, you can also get to the calendar event, which I will now post into the chat window because I've logged out, and you can still get to the event calendar, so you should be able to see this, I'm pretty sure.
Also, Mark, I just signed up for the educator version, and they gave me a 6-month free subscription to create up to 50 Anima accounts for students and colleagues.
Yes, perfect. Yep.
I wonder, can you extend it beyond the 6 months?
It's once the 6 months goes up, it expires, and then you just have to re-sign up again. I think it's their way of not having a million dead accounts that aren't being used.
Oh, yeah.
So I think they just say, I don't know why they would, but that's what they do. Because, yeah, I'm 5 months into mine, so a month from now I'm just going to reapply and expect to be approved again just as easily.
Yeah, it was tough.
You have 144. You can purchase more, but these are free ones that we're talking about. So what I would advise is get 2 other educators and ask them to sign up for it if they're not going to use the URL code, or have your IT guy say, hey, can I have a junk email created for me, like my name 2@myschool.com or whatever. That way you can use it for multiple signups. But other than that, no, you'd have to pay for it because they only give you 50. Or have your students work together, but it's no fun. I like kids working together and stuff, but I just don't like the dead leg that some of the kids become. They're just like, yeah, I helped. And I don't do groups of 3 anymore. The max I ever do now is 2. 3 always creates the 1 and 2 productive ones and the one kid that just tries to ride the A. I even have a Google form I have them fill out to evaluate their group members. If in the rare case I do have a group of 3 or God forbid a 4, they evaluate their group members. And a lot of the times that dead leg kid will say, I didn't do that much, which is really refreshing in an odd way. But so yeah, max of 2 as far as I'm concerned. This book trailer thing I had them do, I'd had them do it in groups of 2. This one was done by 2 young ladies. The Watsons go to Birmingham. It did make them a little more interested in getting books out of the English teacher's classroom, which is kind of a cool thing. The English teacher's like, yeah, they're actually browsing through my books thinking, oh, this would be a good book trailer. I read this one. You could do this and this in the book trailer and blah, blah, blah. It's like, hey, that's pretty cool. So, whatever works, right? I'll get it.
Sorry about that.
That's fine. I don't care, really. It doesn't matter. I have a little 4-month-old, so I'm trying to learn how to go through distractions. All right, well, I'm going to head out of here if nobody has any other questions. We're just wasting time now, I know. So, it's great to see you guys. This was my last event. Oh, yes, visiting your school library. That's another thing I wanted to do this year was get our librarians permission and say, hey, can my kids go browse the library and pick a book? So, that's an excellent idea. So, see you guys next 3D Game Lab camp, if not sooner. That's it.
Thanks a lot, Mark.
Yeah, you're very welcome. It's fun for me. See you guys. I'll post
Thanks,
the
Tom.
recording probably tomorrow. I have to convert the recording, then put it onto YouTube at home, which is really slow internet. I like Adobe Connect better than GoToMeeting. Anyways, see you guys later.
Bye-bye.